We will pay homage to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. After 49 days around the Bodhi tree, Buddha spent his time in Ajapala again. There, the Buddha think about respect. That means without anyone to respect, feel difficult. So in the world, there's nobody superior to the Buddha. Then the Buddha just reflects. I should respect the Dhamma. So that means without respectable person, if we live, it's very difficult to survive. So when we make some mistakes, there must be somebody who can train, who can guide us. But here in the case of the Buddha, he's the most superior one. That's why he realized he must pay respect to the Dhamma. That means he must live respecting the Dhamma. The Dhamma is his teacher. This is the way the Buddha reflects. At that time, a Brahmin came to see the Buddha and said, all the Buddha in the past respects for the Dhamma. This is the nature. This is that means the Brahma approves Buddha reflection. Actually, whether Brahma approve or not, this is the Buddha. And not very important. But later, when Sangha appear, so the Buddha also live respecting the Sangha. So that is how the Buddha reflects. Then we also have to know a few things. The Buddha also reflects the teaching, his own Dhamma there. Dhamma is a Gambhira. Gambhira means the Dhamma having realized is profound. So it's not superficial Dhamma, very deep and very profound Dhamma. He has already realized. We should say very simple one, for example, dependent origination. Relationship between past and present and future. Very deep and very profound. Not only that, do this all hard to see. So Dhamma is very hard to see. Why is hard to see? Okay, practically, how long does it take for you to see the light? Let alone to see ultimate, to understand ultimate reality. So Dhamma is so profound that it is also very difficult to see. Then again, Dura Nubodo, hard to understand. So that means the Dhamma is very, very difficult to understand. That is why a few people can understand the truth. Very few people can attain Nibbana compared to the number of people in the world. Then we have another one. Sayadaw. It is peaceful. So that means if we can realize the Dhamma, we can feel peaceful. So these are the quality of the Dhamma. Buddha had already realized. So Gambhira, profound, deep, to the soul, difficult to see. Dura Nubodo, difficult to understand. Sayadaw is peaceful. All these are good quality. Moreover, there will be a few more. Panito, it is a sublime. We can also understand Panito also like a supreme or excellent. That means only good people can experience the Dhamma, this sublime. We're going to say superior or excellent. We cannot hear the next one. Ataka Vajaro. It is beyond reasoning or imaginary. So this is one of the quality. Beyond imaginary. We cannot imagine the Dhamma. Mostly when we listen to the Dhamma, we try to imagine, try to understand, right? By imaginary. For example, Nibbana. If somebody say Nibbana, cessations of Nama Rupa, we try to imagine what will be cessation of Nama Rupa. We're trying to understand. Then, when we talk about Nama Rupa also, we try to imagine, try to understand. If we haven't experienced Nama Rupa yet, by imaginary, we try to understand. But in reality, Dhamma is beyond imaginary. Last year, I have already talked about this in this center. My own imaginary, when I was in the Bodhi school, about Nibbana. Sorry, about Nimitta. When we study Vitamata Sangha, the last chapter, chapter 9, we have to learn many things about meditation. So, in the chapter of Gasina, it mentioned about 3 nimitta. You have already known Parikama nimitta, Ugha nimitta, Patibhaga nimitta. You have already known, right? So I'm trying to imagine to understand. Okay, Parikama nimitta doesn't mean this is only if we say breathing, this is breathing. This is called Parikama nimitta. If we say Adhikasina or original swine, original clay, original earth, this is a Parikama nimitta. Now when we talk about Ugha nimitta, then as soon as we close eye, we can visualize it clearly. This is Ugha nimitta. I'm trying to understand in this way, by imaginary, right? Then Patibhaga nimitta means it's like a stuck around the face all the time. Although open eyes, wherever we look, we just see kasina. Right? I have that kind of understanding by imaginary, right? But when we really practice, very far from reality. Right? Sometimes we try to imagine to understand something, but practically, is it very far? Actually, when we talk about 4 elements in Bodhi school also, we just know, okay, hardness, up element, right? Very simple way we try to approach. If we can keep knowing all these elements one after another, this is really called the sun and four element. But in reality, there are many steps of four elements. Okay, here Attaka Vacharo is beyond reasoning, beyond imaginary. Sometimes people ask, why? I don't have answer. Right? Sometimes we have answer, but it will be very messy. Then, for example, why I can see the light in the forehead? Why I cannot see the light on the nursery? When people have this kind of question, I don't have answer. So that means it's come from the mind. When your mind change, the object will change. If I say like that, they will not accept. It must be something special, right? They try to imagine something deeper than that. So that means let alone Nibbana or Nama Rupa or very high level, even about Nimitta, by imaginary and practical experience will be quite different. So there are many of trainings beyond imaginary. We cannot imagine. So this is called Attaka Vacharo, right? So when you learn Four Noble Truths, Five Brigade, or that kind of things, then you will understand deeper. But mostly we try to understand by imaginary also. Okay, the next one. Nipuno, it is a subtle. So but that means very subtle. We already mentioned very difficult to understand, very difficult to see. He also mentioned subtle, right? Okay, practically, last night there's a question about ditthi and mana, right? How is it the difference between these two, for example? The ditthi comes from idea or by listening to somebody. It can be our own idea, also our own way of thinking also possible. In the case of mana, by comparison, right? I have already mentioned that one. So there are many similar cases, very similar. For example, some about metta and then lust or love. People get confused these two also, right? Love can be lobha. Metta is a pure, two different things. So some of the Pali words, very subtle, very profound, very difficult to understand. We can get confused if we don't learn properly. Can I hear we have the next one? Pandita Viriniyo. It can be experienced by the wise. So we can also understand it can be experienced by good person also, right? Only good person can experience. Only good person can attain higher level. So that is the profundity of Dhamma. After reflecting, oh, the Dhamma is that much difficult, profound, difficult to understand, subtle, can be experienced by the wise, all this quality. But people are conditioned. So people delight in sensual pleasure. It will be very far from this kind of Dhamma. Right? So that means Dhamma is deep and profound. If we don't pay attention, if we don't do well, we cannot experience. So one more thing here. A few years ago, one businessman from Vietnam asked me on online Dhamma talk. He said he's also a businessman. Now he also had to earn money. He also went to meditate. He would also want to live peacefully. Since he was very wealthy, he had to suffer a lot, right? Then, okay, how can I live peacefully? I have to answer very simply, right? A wealthy life and a peaceful life are two different things. If you want to live a wealthy life, you have to suffer. Okay, practically, I have two telephones now. Whether I use or not, I have to charge. I have to suffer for it. Right? I have a two earphones. Whether I use or not, I have to charge the earphone. Right? That is it. Suffering. When we have many property, we will take care of many things. Then we have to suffer for it. So people like enjoying new things, new lifestyles, but it will be very far from Dhamma. So people have different conditions, but Dhamma is profound. If the Buddha delivered discourse, it will be very troublesome. Don't have that kind of thinking. If he delivered Dhamma talk, it will be very troublesome. He had to suffer a lot. Right? This is how the Buddha thought. Okay, now, after that, the Buddha also think about another quality. So Dhamma is the first one, Sabba Sankhara Samato, the serenity of formation. Especially the dependent origination is very deep and very profound, right? Yeah, samatha also means calmness or peacefulness. Then he also mentioned Sabbu Bodhi, Bodhi is a goal. The relinquishing of all acquisitions. Okay, if we say Ubati, Sabba me or Ubati me, if we don't translate acquisition, we shall keep as a Ubati, okay? It will be easier for you to understand. Relinquishing Ubati, all types of Ubatis. That means we have Khandu Ubati. Aggregate are also called Ubati. So that means when we can practice well, we can give up aggregate. Also, Kilesa Ubati. Kilesa is also called Ubati. So when we can relinquish defilements, this is also called relinquishing of Ubati. That's why when we can practice well, we can relinquish defilements and aggregate, then we can experience cessation of Namarupa, aggregate, and cessation of defilements. Not only that, they also mention Tanha Kayo, the destruction of craving. The Dhamma can lead us to the destructions of craving. Then again, the next one, Viraga, disaffection. So raga is a lust or passion. Viraga means disaffection. Sometimes viraga is also translated as cessation or something. Then the next one is nirodha, cessation, also means nibbana. So the Dhamma can lead living beings to nibbana. These are also quality of Dhamma. So if the Buddha has to teach, for example, like a dependent origination, he also mentioned cessation, right? Here every morning we chant, right? Avijja nirodha, sankhara nirodha. Sankhara Nirodha, Vijnana Nirodha, we have that kind of recitation, right? It also cessation. Two different ways. Vijapatya Sankhara. This is called Anuloma. To go around samsara. Vijnana Nirodha, Sankhara Nirodha. This is Patiloma. Leading to Nibbana. So it's very deep, very profound. Also, it can lead to Nibbana. So when the Lord have to teach this kind of thing, like for example, people have very strong attachment, they have a very strong craving. The Lord have to say, the Buddha has to say, right? Please cut attachment, trying to subside defilement, or trying to irrigate defilement. What people like is another, what the Buddha recommends is another. Opposite direction. Right? Earning money and attaining Nibbana are two different things, right? If you want to earn money, you must take time. If you don't have time to earn money, you cannot get. Similarly, if you want to attain Nibbana, you must have time. You must spare your time to attain Nibbana. The many Myanmar people, right? When they listen to Dhamma talk, sometimes I also have a little bit silly question. I just ask silly question, right? Do you want to attain Nibbana? Yes. When to attain Nibbana? Do you want to earn money? Yes. When to earn money? Which one do you prefer? Earning money or Nibbana? They keep quiet, right? Sometimes habitually they also answer, we like Nibbana more than money. Okay, how many hours do you spend your time for money? How many hours do you spend for Nibbana in one day? People like many enjoyable things, right? But Buddha say, please stop, please cut. It will be opposite. But one would have to give that kind of Dhamma talk. It will be very troublesome. The Buddha, that's why some people say the Buddha hesitate to give Dhamma talk. When the Buddha was thinking about all these things, Brahma Sahampati approached the Buddha and requested to give Dhamma talk. There are many people, without listening to the Dhamma, they cannot realize the Dhamma. There are many people, they don't have very strong defilements. Their wisdom is sharp enough. If the Buddha deliver Dhamma talk, it will be more beneficial for them. He requested, then the Buddha also start reflecting to deliver discourses to the listeners. So the first time, he trying to recall the simile of lotus. That means he said there are three simile. So we can say three simile. The lotus simile popped up in his mind when he was going to give Dhamma talk. So here we should introduce 4 types of lotus. Okay, now start with the first one. The lotus above water level. There are some lotus flower. They are a little height above water level. Although they were not yet bloom, but once the sunlight touch them, they can bloom anytime. This is the first type of lotus. Similarly, there are some Dhamma listeners, some practitioners, their faculties is very sharp and very strong. They have very little defilements. After listening a short discourse from the Buddha or a short discourse from Buddha disciple, they can attain path and fruition knowledge. This is the lotus above water level. Then there are second lotus. The lotus on the surface of water level. Although they are not very high yet, the lotus already in the surface of water level. Although they cannot bloom today, the next day when sun rises, they can bloom. Similarly, there are some Dhamma listeners, although they cannot attain by listening a short discourse from the Buddha or Buddha disciple, but by listening a long discourse, they can attain path and future knowledge. This is the second type of lotus. When you study suttas or Dhammavara stories, you may have found many stories like that, right? After listening to short discourse, they attain Swadapana, Sakadagami, Anagami. There are some bhikkhu, they attain Arhatishi also. Listening to short discourse, right? They are special people, special Dhamma listeners, with special parami also. We are not that strong. And sometimes people also ask, at the time of the Buddha, there are many people, by listening Dhamma talk, they can attain path and future knowledge. They don't need to practice vipassana. Why? They are special people. We cannot compare with them. Okay, now we have the next water level, the next one. The lotus under the water. So that means it cannot bloom today or tomorrow or the next day with another water. Gradually it will go up to the surface of the water, go above water level. When sunlight touch, it can bloom. Similarly, there are some practitioners and Dhamma listeners, although they cannot attain path and future knowledge by listening short discourse or listening to long discourses, by having proper guidance from proper teacher, prominent teacher, they themselves also diligent, eager to practice. So learning from prominent teacher, also practicing diligently, they could attain path and future knowledge. This is the third type. So who you are? 1, 2, 3. Maybe 4. Right? Okay, the last one. The diseased lotus. So lotus has disease, right? Under the water, cannot come out above the water level anymore. Eaten up by turtle and then fish. This is all lotus. Okay, there are some practitioners, although they listen to short discourse, they cannot attain anything. They have listened to long discourse, they cannot attain anything. They also practice very long time, they cannot attain anything in this very life. It will be just for parami. Even at the time of the Buddha, there are many, many people like that. They cannot attain any path and future knowledge just for parami. We already mentioned Hohonga yesterday. He will not attain anything just for parami, the Buddha delivered discourse. So these are 4 types of lotus. Actually, we also have a name of these 4 lotuses, right? The first one we call Ukkati Tanyu. Ukkati Tanyu means his Western has a very little defilement. Right? That's why they can understand by listening a short discourse. Second lotus is Vipanti Tanyu. Vipanti Tanyu means listening long discourse. They could attain path and future knowledge. Then the third one is we call Neya. After practicing, guided by proper teacher, they could attain path and fruition knowledge. The last one is called Bhatta Parama. They cannot attain anything in this very life. So whether we can attain or not, as long as we are our mind inclined to meditate, that's good enough for current conditions, right? So these are the simile of lotus. The Buddha reflects these four. So there will be four different types of Dhamma listeners. Then again, the Buddha also reflects the conditions of living beings. Okay, now here the first one, Appa Rajaka, Maha Rajaka. Here in Bali we call Appa Rajake, Maha Rajake. This from original text. Put a little dust in their eyes and put much dust in their eyes. Here in this case, dust means defilements. Okay, practically, if dust enter into our eyes, we cannot open, we cannot see, right? Some dust are a little bit big. If just touch our eyes, we have to open, we have to close, we cannot see anything. Similarly, there are some people, they have very strong defilements. They cannot see the truth. They cannot know the truth. Even their mind may not incline to know the truth. There are some people we call Abharachaka, with little dust. With little dust we can see open, we can see a little bit blur possible, right? So similarly, when they have very little defilements, it will be easier for them to subside. Then they could see the truth. They could know the Dhamma. This is the first type. Then we have the next one. Tikindariye, mudindariye, with sharp faculties and with dull faculties. You have already known the meaning of faculties. For example, their saddha is very sharp, very strong. Right? There are some that their saddha is not so strong. Similarly, viriya, effort. Some people are diligent, some people are not that diligent. Two different types. Mindfulness. Some people are mindful, some people are negligent. Then again, we have samadhi, concentration. Some people have concentration, some people may not have concentration. Panya, some people may have panya, wisdom, some people may not have wisdom. Sometimes their wisdom, their control factor become very sharp, very strong. Sometimes they are very weak. Some of them are moderate, neither strong nor weak. According to all these conditions, there will be different opportunity to attain Nibbana. Then we have another one, Swakare and Dwakare. So here we can also say Akara with good qualities and with poor qualities. Actually, Akara also means behavior, good behavior or good manner. So Dwakara means bad behavior and bad manners. It depends on our controlling faculties. When our controlling faculty becomes very sharp, very strong, we have good behavior, good manners. So if our controlling faculties are moderate, it will be moderate, good behavior, sometimes good, sometimes bad, right? If controlling faculties become very weak, there will be bad behavior, bad manners. So in the case of Swakara and Dwakara, we can also have to understand having natural desire to be liberated from the saga of rebirth. That means our mind will incline to be free from suffering. That means Swakara. One more thing here. Sometimes we are short-sighted, right? We just think about current conditions. If we are good in current conditions, that's okay. We don't think about future. So we must not be short-sighted. If we're short-sighted, although we are doing many things bad, we don't change. Currently, we are okay, right? But for a long time, we must be good. If long time good, this is kusala. If it's short time good, we cannot grant it is kusala or agusala. All the behavior, all the manner come from our current lifestyles. If we are short-sighted, our behavior cannot be that good. If we have very long time plans, we may have a good behavior, good character, good manners. Now we have to move the next part of today's Dhamma talk. Su vinya paye, du vinya paye. Easy to instruct and difficult to instruct. So there are some people, they can understand the Dhamma easily. There are some people, they cannot understand easily. Yeah, actually, if we say vinya means also knowing. They can know Dhamma easily. There are some people, they cannot know Dhamma easily. So sometimes, like we just try to cut the way we are interested, right? We don't listen fully. We don't learn full suttas. Okay, even last year we have already talked about Kalapa Samasana. Right? In Vipassana, many people say we are doing Kalapa Samasana. We don't need to know Namarubats in detail like Paudoya. When they say that kind of thing, right? Kalapa Samasana means overall. That means we have to summarize all the Nama, all the Rupa. Summarize. Right? For example, you may have already known Chitta Jitsika, they arise together. Okay, we should say in the case of Chakku Vinyana, unconsciousness, there will be 7 mental factors and 1 consciousness, altogether 8, right? So all of them have the nature of inclination, namana, they're inclined to object. That's why they are called nama. If we say summarize, we must know in detail. Okay, practically, I will ask you, please summarize Brahmajala Sutta. If you have never read Brahmajala Sutta, you don't know how to summarize. Right? If you have read, if you have studied well, you can summarize. So there are some people, they're trying to cut what they like. They don't learn properly. They don't understand Dhamma deeply. So there are many people like that, even at the time of the Buddha. Many people, they just cut only one part of the Buddha teaching. Right? Even for example, Sajjaka Paribhajaka, right? He just got only one part, anatta. Trying to debate with the Buddha. So similarly, there are some people, their minds are flexible, they are wiser. When the Buddha teach, they can understand easily. There are some people, they cannot understand easily. Suvinyapaya, duvinyapaya. Okay, now here. The next one. Ape kache praloka vaja bayadasa we know. Actually, there are another Pali also. Actually, I skipped that one, right? In Bali, original Bali mentioned Ape kache paraloka vaja bayadasa we ne viharante. It mentioned like that. So that means some living seeing the danger in the wrongdoing and the next words. Yeah, paraloka means future lives, future existences. This is called paraloka. If we see danger of lives in the future, if we see danger in wrongdoing, then they may have more sense of urgency, right? We have already talked about sense of urgency in 4 great omens. One of the quality of sense of urgency, or one of the cause of sense of urgency, is suffering in the hell. If we can reflect suffering in the hell in the future lives, we may have a stronger sense of urgency. We may not make very serious mistakes. So there are some people, they just think about suffering in the future or the danger in wrongdoing. Then they will stop that kind of suffering. They are trying to change their lifestyles. So for that kind of people, they can understand Dhamma easily. Then, since they can practice well, they can also attain path and fruition knowledge. Then we have the last one among these living beings. Apagache na paraloka vaja bayadasa we know. Actually, original text, paradasa we ne viharante. Okay, this is the original text. So there are some living beings, some living not seeing the danger in wrongdoing and in the next words. That means they don't think about futures. They don't worry about future lives. Future is unseen. Okay, if we have to suffer in the hell, okay, it will be next life. This life, we have to be happy. Right? Don't worry about future, just live in the present. So live in present when we are meditating is okay. When you are doing something wrong, it's not okay. Right? Sometimes people say, be present, don't think about future. Future does not belong to us. Right? Actually, if we don't do very well in this present, our future will be very bad, right? Future does not belong to us, but we can change our future with the present conditions, with the present moment. So these are the conditions of living beings. So the world is divided into many different groups, many different groups, right? So Abharachaka, Maharachaka, Dekindriya, Mudindriya, Swakara, Dwakara, right? Different groups. Now here, Suvinyapaya, Duvinyapaya. So seeing danger, not seeing danger. 2. The Buddha realized the conditions of all these living beings. He categorized who can understand the Dhamma, who cannot understand the Dhamma. He's trying to recall. So after that, Buddha had to choose the Dhamma listeners. Okay, we should talk about the first one, Aparachaka and Maharachaka, right? With little dust in their eyes. That means they have a little defilement. Then Bodhisattva try to choose Dhamma listeners. You have already known Alara Kalama. You can compare all the previous one. Aparachaka, Maharachaka, a little dust. They have attained jhana. They have a little defilement, not so serious defilement. Similarly, we can check with another one. Tikindiriya, Mudindiriya, sharp wisdom faculties, weak wisdom faculties. Okay, previously we have already talked about comparison between Buddha, Bodhisattva, and Alara Kalama, right? He also has confidence, saddha, he's also diligent, mindful, well concentrated, wise. These are his qualities. At the time, I also have already mentioned no jealousy, no possessiveness, right? No stinginess. He shared his knowledge with a very strong generosity. Then he has all the good quality. If the Buddha can give Dhamma talk to him, he could attain path and fruition knowledge. But unluckily, 1 week ago, he passed away. It was a great loss for him. A few days ago, there's a question, right? Why? If they enter into material jhana, they can be reborn in the material realm, they can listen to the Dhamma talk, right? But they have jhana nikanti, attachment to jhana, long time practice. Mostly we like highest one. That's fine, no choice. Then we have the next one. Uddaka Rama Buddha. You all know Uddaka Rama Buddha, right? It's the second teacher of the Buddha. He also had attained immaterial jhanas, 8 attainments. So he also have very little defilements, very sharp, very strong controlling faculties. His behavior is also quite good, but he passed away only one night before Buddha reflect now. So only one day he missed. Since they had attained immaterial jhana, they were born in the immaterial realms. If we say immaterial realms, they don't have rupa, they don't have ear or nose or tongue or anything. They cannot listen, they cannot hear anything. They are only mentalities. Great loss for them. Now, as you have already known, who are the next, right? This is Pancavakiya, the 5 bhikkhus or 5 ascetics who supported the Buddha in Uruvela. Since the Buddha had been with them for 5 years or for 6 years, because nearly 6 years, right? Then he realized they have very little defilements. Although it doesn't mention they have attained jhana or not, but we can realize they also have some practice with the Buddha or Bodhisattva at the time. So the Buddha chose them to deliver. So from Uruvela to Varanasi, the Buddha had to go on foot. So okay, we should check 49 days around Bodhi tree, right? So 49 days around the Bodhi tree. Then after that, Buddha reflect this one. So we can say 1.5 months already, right? Nearly 2 months already. So only 10 more days, right? It will be 2 months. So we Saturday do 2 months. You can also imagine. Actually, it's very near to the Vasa. right? So practically coming Patimaka day will be Vesak day. So 1 month later, then you can also imagine it will be very heavy raining, right? Rainy season, right? So nearly Vasa, nearly July. Okay, so the main thing is, although it's very far, the Buddha just go there on foot. When they are on foot, there's some reason. On the way, he will meet Upaka, a naked ascetic. Actually, although he met the Buddha at the time, the Buddha may give some Dhamma talk, we can say some compensation. He cannot attain path and spiritual knowledge at the moment. But later, when he has sense of urgency, he will come to see the Buddha, he will attain arhatship. Knowing that, to meet him, the Buddha went on foot to Varanasi, very long journey. When you have been to India, you have to check maybe, right? As far as I remember, after breakfast, we leave Varanasi. Around 2 o'clock, we arrive at Bugia, by car. Right? So after breakfast, we leave Varanasi. Right? We arrive at Uruvela, or maybe like a Bodhi tree, Bugia, around 2 o'clock or 2:30 or something. Very far. It's by car, right? But the Buddha set out very long journey on foot. On the way, as he has already understood, he met Upaka, a naked ascetic. So when seeing the Buddha appearance, he also asked, "Oh, your faculties are very pure, very sharp, very radiant. Your complexion also very radiant. Then who is your teacher? Under whom do you ordain? Whose Dhamma do you like?" He had this kind of question to the Buddha. So at the time, the Buddha declared his enlightenment. He also knew Upaka will not trust or believe in him. But he declared. So who should be my preceptor or my teacher? That means no one can be my teacher in the world, whether a human or devas or brahmas or anybody. Nobody is equal to me. Who can be my teacher? I declare myself as a supreme teacher. I'm a fully enlightened one, for Sama Sambuddha, who had to conquer all, who knew all, who attained complete liberation through the distractions of craving. He gave this kind of reply. Then he also say, now I'm going to Varanasi to turn the wheel of Dhamma. Then those who had ear can hear. Actually, in the original sutta, there's some simile. Hitting the drum. Right? Hit the drum, make a sound, right? Then if we hit the drum, those who have good ear can hear. If our ears are not quite good, we cannot hear also, right? Similarly, he will beat the drum of the Dhamma for those who could have ear. So here also some simile mention in the word of the blind person. So many people are blind. They cannot see, but they can hear, right? That's why Buddha will beat the drum first. They will listen. After listening, they will open their eyes, they will see. So in the blind world, he will hit drum of the Dhamma. This is Buddha duties, right? Then the Buddha also say, he said, Ananda Jina. Ananda means boundless, also infinite. Jina means conqueror. He said, infinite conqueror. That means destruction, the destruction all taints, and also conquer all evils. That's why he's also called Jina. The Buddha also named himself as a Ananda Jina in front of Upaka. Right? He also declared he was an Ananda Jina. So Upaka, although he had a chance to listen from the Buddha, but he was not fully accept. He does not fully accept. Also, he does not completely reject the Buddha's words. He just has only medium mind. Because of the neutral mind, right? More equanimity. He don't say yes, he didn't say no. So that means his mind is not firm, not strong yet. His parami was also not so mature yet. Then he just replying to the Buddha, friend, it may be as you say. He just replying only the one, right? Friend, it may be as you say. So he went on his own way. So Buddha also continues his journey to Varanasi. So in Varanasi, the Buddha will deliver Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. You have known Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, right? I don't need to explain in detail. So tomorrow I will summarize only Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, right? Summary is enough. So there are many other things I have to say. Okay, today I will stop here. This is the first journey of the Buddha. When the Buddha is going to deliver discourses, then the Buddha have to check many things. Now we just list out how the Buddha check living beings. What are qualifications for Dhamma listeners? So we must be qualified Dhamma listener also, right? So to have quality, we must try to sharp our wisdom faculties. We must practice until our wisdom faculty become sharp and strong. And may you all be able to practice 3 trainings, and may you all be able to realize final cessation and not suffering. Okay. Today, luckily, we have electricity, right? That means all the yogis are lucky. Okay.
Dạ, bạch ngài, con muốn hỏi khi Đức Phật xuất hiện thì ngài ảnh hưởng đến trong cái cuốn kinh Châu Báu thì ảnh hưởng đến 10 muôn triệu thế giới, thì cái 10 muôn triệu thế giới được hiểu như thế nào? Xin ngài giải thích thêm mà.
So now the question is, when the Buddha got enlightenment, at the time he expect to 10,000, maybe 10 million world circle. So in the Ratana Sutta mentioned.
Yeah.
So how can we understand this properly?
Actually, this is the power of Tandem Parita, right? Okay, wait a minute. Okay, Jadi Kita, Ana Kita, Visya Kita. Maybe you may have this question maybe, right? Anyway, some of the case is between our imaginary. Okay, how I mentioned Ataka Vacharo, right? Okay, one more thing here. In Angoda Nikaya it mentioned Buddha Visaya Achindeyo. In the case of the Buddha, it's without being imaginary. Right? Similarly, Kama Visaya Achindeyo. In the case of Kama, it's being imaginary. We cannot imagine how Kama affect us. Right? Similarly, Loka Visaya Achindeyo. In the case of world system, without then it being our imaginary. Similarly, Iti Visaya Achindeyo. In the case of psychic power, being our imaginary. Right? How he can fly on the sky, don't imagine. This is beyond our level, beyond our reach. Okay? Okay. Quiet again. No one question? Okay.
So some time ago, one advanced meditator, can say Elder Dhamma sister, share with me and her experience that sometimes even she practices samatha vipassana, but when it goes to anapana nimitta, sometimes when she's sick, it's unstable for her. And another also can say general experience of some meditator who can experience nimitta, but for years not stable and appear, disappear. So I would like to ask, what is the causes or conditions for nimitta to disappear or being unstable, and how to become skillful in practicing seeing nimitta, not just sometimes, but daily, every day, and every sitting.
Actually, it depends on maintenance skill. Okay, yeah, okay. A few days ago, I talked about nimitta kosala, ski and nimitta, right? But there are three. Karana kosala. Karana kosala means we must know how to make it, how to get it. This is the first one. So sometimes we don't know how to get it. Right? So if we have experience, we will know. If we have never experienced, we cannot know. So sometimes you may have like a partially see some brightness or cloud or something. So when your mind inclined there, fade away already, right? That also can happen. So in the very beginning, nobody is stable. Karma kosama. Another thing is we call rakana kosana. Rakana kosana means maintenance skill. Actually, if we don't know how to maintain concentration, we cannot improve also. Right? Maintenance skill. Okay, another name of maintenance skill, we have to check. What kind of thing make decline? For example, food, weather, postures. Right? Also another association. There are many supporting causes of maintenance, right? For example, although we want to meditate very well, if the weather is not quite good, we cannot meditate very well. Also it can be, right? Similarly, food is not quite good, or we may eat some foods that cause drowsiness too much. It can be the problem again. Then, personally, it depends on our Dhamma friends, empowerment, right? If some of the Dhamma friends are not very helpful, they just make problem. Okay, if we summarize, there are many suitable conditions and unsuitable conditions. We have to know which one caused the problem of declination. If we know, we can maintain well. Sometimes we don't know who we are. We don't know where we live. We don't know how to change and what to change, right? If we are not that wise, we cannot improve. We cannot maintain also. Okay, now the last one is Bhavana Kosala. That means development, skill in development or improvement. So we must be able to develop or improve the quality of concentration. If we don't know how to improve, right, then so not improve, then maintain. If we don't maintain, decline. After seeing nimitta, only two things: maintain or develop. If you don't develop, you must be able to maintain. If you cannot maintain, gone. So this is the way, right? We have to consider how many suitable conditions do we have. What are supporting conditions of concentration? These are important. So if we have many supporting conditions, then we may be improving. So this is about ski in nimitta, right? Actually, for about ski in absorption, appanakosala, it will be very wide, not that easy actually. Actually, last year when I talk about it, I have already mentioned. 2 years actually, I have already talked about this appanakosala. Oh no, sorry. The first year I talk about, that's not here. That year I have 2 Dhamma talk. 1 Dhamma talk in the morning to USA. 1 Dhamma talk in the evening in this center. Online Dhamma talk to US retreat, right? After I talk about the appanakosala. Anyway, if we summarize, okay, if we say easier way, right? We must know the time to develop time to develop enlightenment factors, bojjhanga. If we know how to develop bojjhangas, then we can also develop jhana. So, okay, if we summarize developing bojjhanga, it was very wide, right? Actually, it takes maybe around 10 days Dhamma talk. Even in Vietnam, Fuksam retreat also I talk about Bojjhanga Sutta. Right? So it will be very big topic. If we summarize, there will be 2 groups of Bojjhanga. When our mind become very lazy, sluggish, not very active, right? Dark, and when have that kind of conditions, we have to develop 3. Dhamma Vicaya Sambojjhanga, the enlightenment factor of investigation. Then Viriya Sambojjhanga, the enlightenment factor of effort or energy. Piti Sambojjhanga, the enlightenment factor of rapture or joy. So sometimes we are so active. It can also cause restlessness. When we are so active, so alert, at the time we have to develop another 3. Passaddhi Sambojjhanga, the enlightenment factor of tranquility. Samadhi Sambojjhanga, the enlightenment factor of concentration. Upekkha Sambojjhanga, the enlightenment factor of equanimity. These are the time to develop. Actually, there are many other informations about ski and absorptions. Actually, there are 10 ski and absorption, right? So it will be very wide topic, very big topic. If we don't have all these skills, that will decline. Okay, now? Oh, okay, we have time. Okay, one more question here.
Bạch Ngài, qua bài giảng thì con được hiểu rằng là Mara, một người tu học tập phải đối diện với thế giới Mara bên ngoài và cái Mara bên trong. Đó là cái phiền não mà bất cứ một con ai cũng đều có ấy. Thì có phải con được hiểu như vậy có đúng không ạ?
So after Sayadaw Dhamma talk, I understood that if one to practice to get enlightened, then must face two Mara. There's external Mara and internal Mara. So the internal Mara everyone has.
Sure.
So is it true?
Sure. You have internal Mara most of the time, sure. We call in Pali Kilesa Mara.
Mara bên trong đó chúng ta gọi là phiền não, ma phiền não.
Okay, that.
So there are 3-4 questions on the Zoom. Should I read it?
Okay.
The first question, Wanami Sayadaw, please advise how to deal with worry and anxiety regarding living situation in the middle of economic crisis and war. Should we just accept it as result or past karma? Thank you.
Actually, this is a memic problem, right? We cannot say past karma. Right? This is a memic problem, right? We cannot say past karma all the time. Okay, worry, right? If we think about many ancestry things, we have to worry about many other things. Right? So, okay, what is your plan? 1 year plan. As long as you can survive, you can live, normally it's good enough. If you have enough food, right? Also, enough living space is good enough for you, right? Sometimes we think about more luxurious things, then you have to suffer. I have to lose my car, I have to lose my house, right? If you have many houses, if you lose one house, okay, no problem. Right? Why worry? There are many people, many homeless, right? You may have many houses, you have to lose only one house, but there are many homeless. You can feel peaceful, okay. Right? Okay, now next one.
The next question, khả năng how to maintain the nimitta, the skill to maintain the nimitta, is it one, must understand how to create it. The light in the first spirit may not stable and it's easy to disappear, and have to check whether which kind of condition make it can maintain or decline. For example, weather, food, surrounding condition, and Dhamma friend. So actually this question, it just repeat what Sayadaw just said.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I read the next one. Vandami Sayadaw, what is the reason nimitta that mixed with the breath sin once very obvious, like a torchlight or a few minutes, for a few minutes and disappear, even though continue to meditate at meditation center?
Actually, when you see the fresh light, don't be interested in it. If you are interested in the light, it will fade away very quickly. This is not your nimitta, just only brighten it. If you expect this a kind of greed, even will come. I have given one simile here before, like following your own shadow, right? Okay, for example, keep your shadow in front of you. Run after it. The faster you run, the faster your shadow run also. Right? Don't try to catch your shadow. Shadow. In the sunlight, you can see your own shadow, right? So when you run, your shadow also run, right? That's why don't catch your shadow. It's okay. We can say opposite. Keep your shadow behind you. Run, it will follow you. Similarly, if you expect the light, it will fade away. Don't think about the light. Just keep knowing, breathing. It will come naturally. It will come back naturally. Okay? Then the next question.
Con thưa Ngài, trong cái buổi giảng lần trước Ngài có đưa cái ví dụ về 3 cái loại gỗ, thì ví dụ như cái loại gỗ thứ hai là Ngài nói là giống như là có những cái tham ái mà như là ví dụ như mình thích xem tivi hoặc là mình thích đi du lịch các thứ vân vân, thì những cái đó nó cũng làm ảnh hưởng đến cái việc mà để phát triển định. Thì Ngài có thể chỉ dẫn cho chúng con một số các cái kỹ thuật để có thể làm giảm thiểu những cái ham thích đó trong tâm và để trở thành cái loại gỗ khô không ạ?
So in previous Dhamma talk, Sayadaw mentioned the simile of the three types of wood. So in the second kind, the damp wood, although we are free from the Vatukama, but the inside have many favorite, many hobby, like want to see TV or want to enjoy this and that, traveling. So it's effect to the development of concentration. So how can Sayadaw teach us how we can reduce those kilesa so that we can develop in the practice?
Okay. Actually, if we have other interesting things, right, we will not inclined to that kind of things. For example, in the case of meditation, when you start experiencing something very interesting, your mind will not inclined to that kind of enjoyment. Before experiencing that kind of new experiences, or maybe new, we can say, interesting things, right? Then your mind will go to many different places. So the main thing is trying to find something interesting in your meditation. It will be okay. Like for example, joy, rapture, tranquility, that kind of things, right? Then it will make you interesting in meditation. You know? Okay.
There is one question on Zoom. When Sayadaw elaborated on the fourth condition, there are some disciples like to cut and learn. He mentioned anatta and seemed to indicate knowing anatta can be limited. I thought anatta is the most profound Dhamma. If one can truly realize that, one should be close enough for liberation. I hope I did not misheard what he said, Sadhu. Just wish to get clarification from Sayadaw on this.
Not quite clear also, right?
Just now Sayadaw said about somebody want to cut the Buddha teaching into the piece that he want to get that piece only, and he want to prove for his own idea. So maybe the listener mentioned about anatta, something anatta to be limited. Maybe also misheard, and now want to clarify.
Actually, not only anatta, actually, there are many things, right? I just pick up one thing. Okay, we should say practical. Now, modern society. You know, I have when I spend 2 months in Chicago University, I have a lot of time because I can watch a lot of debate in YouTube, especially about religion. I also watch something about Buddhism. When people are trying to attack Buddhism, they pick up only one thing. This is dukkha. Right? Life is happy. Why dukkha? We don't accept. Right? This is the way they attack Buddhism. So, okay, that means They don't know the profundity of dukkha. In the case of anatta also, okay, there are many types of anatta, many definitions of anatta. In the case of dukkha also, there are many definitions of dukkha. Okay, so I just pick up only one of them. I'm not talking about vipassana, that's why I should not elaborate too much also, right? Okay. Huh?
Just now we also not so clear what Sayadaw explained.
Satchaka paribhajaka, right? The current one? I think was Satchaka paribhajaka in the Dhamma talk, right? Satchaka paribhajaka, he trying to pick up anatta, trying to debate with the Buddha, that one. Okay, then?
The listener said, Sadhu, Sadhu, I understand now.
Okay. Then? Okay, we have enough time. Okay. Okay, we can share it, right? Idame bunyam asawakaya vaham hodu idame bunyam nibbanasa pajayo hodu mama bunya bhagam savasatanam bhajemi te sabe me sama bunya bhagam lavandu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dhammam yajami anugaham kadawa silam deta me bande dudiyambi aham bande tisaranena saha dasa pabaja silam dasa gahata silam dhammam yajami anugaham kadawa silam deta me bande dadiyambi aham bande tisaranena saha dasa babaja silam dasa gahata silam dhammam yajami anugaham kadawa silam deta me bande yamavadami tamvadeta. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Dutiyambi buddham saranam gacchami. Dutiyambi dhammam saranam gacchami. Dutiyambi samgham saranam gacchami. Tadiyambi buddham saranam gacchami. Tadiyambi dhammam saranam gacchami. Tadiyambi samgham saranam gacchami. Tisarana gamanam baribonam banadi badam Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Adina Dana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Abrahmacharya Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Musawada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Suramereya Musawada 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 Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Suramereya Majjapamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Vikala Bhojana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Najja Gita Vadita Visuka Dasana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Malaganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanatthana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Ujjasayana Mahasayana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Jadarupa Rajada Badikahana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Disrenasa Dasa Babaja Silan Dasa Gata Silan Daman Sadhukan Gatawa Apamadena Sambadita Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu